What a week. We just got ourselves another huge console mod drop in Baldur's Gate 3, which we'll be breaking down in this video, showing you all of the new mods to let you know if they're worth downloading or not. Now, we got ourselves some very exciting class mods that I was waiting for a while here, as well as some changes to the Dragonborn, which I know a lot of people want to see, making them a lot more viable. There's some more difficulty mods, some new customization mods, and much more, which I'll be breaking down here. So I guess the first three mods I want to talk about is the new class mods. I'll show these off a little bit later on in the video. But we got ourselves the Wildfire Druid, so the Circle of Wildfire, which comes with some different summons. You can summon in these flaming spirits here and a few other summons. It combines fire spells with everything that the Druid brings to the table, and your wild shape forms will also be on fire too. This was a very fun one. Made by Sif the Revenant. We also got ourselves the Elementalist class, which honestly one of the most underrated mods out there. There's three different subclasses, a martial class, a half caster, and a full caster, and it comes with a ton of unique spells. In addition, your melee fighter also has a bunch of different attacks that are elemental based, with some of them being like a fire thunder damage combination and much more. I'll break that down in detail. And also the Wildheart, which is one of my favorites. This one's made by Wildsong XXL. This is somewhat like the Sylvan Sorcerer if you've played Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, which combines the Sorcerer with the Druid. It also has summons, and it's a fun class mod, so I'll be breaking this down as well. We also got ourselves another awesome mod by Relamod with the More Enemies in Basic Fights. As the name implies, it adds more enemies to basic fights. Combine this with Relamod's other mod that released on console for the increased encounters, which puts new encounters into the game. This will make some of the fights that you've previously done in Baldur's Gate 3 a lot more difficult. Like, for example, the Goblin Camp here. Normally there's just one ogre. Now there's two, and that ogre's got gear. Then there's also some more, like in the Nautiloid, there's more imps in the basic fight there. Pretty much every area of the game, especially Acts 1 and 2, gets more enemies in their fights. Like when you go to get Withers, there's more skeletons there. And yeah, this is extremely exciting. You can see it gets pretty tough. So yes, it will be getting updated because there's going to be more encounters to be added, as similar to some of the other Relamod's mods. They'll be adding more as time goes on, so stay tuned for updates on this. But I think this is awesome. I just love more enemies in fights because it just brings new challenges, especially if you're using Tactician Enhanced or any of the other difficulty mods. This just takes it another step further, giving you more things to take out. And we also got ourselves the Viper Carbine, the steampunk rifle gun. I've shown this off previously in some videos. This one's made by Scurby. They made a ton of great mods. You probably know some other ones like their Dark Set, the lightsaber mod. They also have some different gun mods and weapon mods, but getting to see the Viper Carbine was super exciting. Trust me, this weapon looks incredible, and this will go perfectly if you're playing like an artificer, for example, because this is a gun that just suits it so well. So you can see there a bunch of unique animations where you're firing the gun off. It's awesome. I highly recommend downloading this mod, especially if you're going to play an artificer. We also got ourselves the Glut's Circle of Animating Spores, which I'll just give you guys a little pro tip. The Cheater's Ring also got this mod added to it 2 days ago whenever the mod drop happened. So this basically gives you unlimited servants and unlocked casting. So this is now part of the Circle of the Spores Druid. So they get the ability to reanimate anything. Similar to Glut's ability to reanimate anything, you can now do that too as a Circle of Spores Druid. However, you can also do this with that mod that I talked about, the Cheater's Ring. So you don't have to download this if you're looking to save some space. This mod was made by M. Stevenson 6. It's awesome. I love the Circle of Spores Druid, so this one's fun for me. But we also got ourselves the Dragonborn and Breath Weapon Enhanced, which is exciting because this adds some much needed changes to the Dragonborn, which was previously the worst race because it just didn't have any real benefit to it compared to the other awesome races that we got in this game. I love the Dragonborn, don't get me wrong. It just didn't have as many benefits. But now this adds a bunch of new features, and they now get superior dark vision, now proficient in intimidation. The base damage of the breath is now 2d6 plus proficiency bonus. At level 5, it becomes 3d6, and then all the way up to level 17, it becomes 7d6. And the save of the breath saves is now Constitution saving throw. It consumes a breath charge, which you now get 2 of them at the start. And then once you get all your way up to level 17, you get 6 per long rest. So that's much better than obviously just doing it once. You can also now make each of the Dragon's Breath either a straight line or a cone for whatever you need it. You know, if sometimes there's enemies in a cone, you can now just use the cone instead of being locked into one. It also creates an elemental surface along its path and applies a status depending on the type of Dragonborn. Red will make a fire surface and will cause burning on a failed Constitution save. And only exception is lightning because it doesn't create surfaces and only inflicts statuses. And all Dragonborns at level 5 get Draconic Flight, which gives you the ability to fly. Chromatic Dragonborn, which are black, blue, green, red, and white, get a new ability, Chromatic Warding ability, to give yourself temporary immunity to the element of your dragonary ancestry. And this costs an action and can only be used once per long rest. The metallic dragons, brass, bronze, copper, gold, and silver, get Enervating and Repulsive Breath. Enervating Breath allows you to incapacitate enemies in a small cone and does force damage. The Repulsive Breath now allows you to push them away. So a little bit of a change there, which is really nice. All the new abilities and action resource are custom-made icons and extra attack compatibility. You can use your Dragon Breath weapon in the place of an attack when using the extra attack feature, which I think is awesome. So you can go and attack, Dragon Breath. This is literally the best thing for Dragonborn fans. So this mod was made by Chiz Freak. Super excited for this one, especially for those that enjoy playing Dragonborns, because now they're not so bad. So that's really awesome. We also got ourselves Shane's Unique Heads, which I'll show off a little bit in detail. You can see here, there's a bunch of different head mods that got added to the game. This is awesome for those that love customization. You can see there's face mods for pretty much every race here, so this is awesome. And what it looks like in the game here, so we got Shane A. These faces are pretty solid, I must say. This kind of looks similar to Mizora's face, but yeah, they got a few different ones. Shane B, Shane C, D, E, and F. So some cool looking faces. This is almost like Mistra's face. They do look like somewhat of like a amalgamation of different faces, but this is nice to see in addition to some of the other mods that we got in here. So the more face mods, the better, I think. And I guess also in that same vein, we got some other customization mods, which I'll show off. But we also got another mod by Lord President, who's done a lot of great mods. You may know them for making the Vampire Origin and Werewolf Origin, their new Vampire Origin, the Nameless One, Dark Urge, Astarion, etc., Werewolf, Shadowheart. So we now got ourselves the Dark Urge Astarion, which allows you to play as Astarion and also do the Dark Urge. So if you're looking to do a new Origin playthrough, you get the best of both worlds here, playing as Astarion, but getting all the good content that comes with playing as the Dark Urge. I love this. Lord President, awesome person. They've made a lot of great mods. They're also a member of my channel, and I just want to say I'm very thankful for that. The support means the world to me. So thank you, Lord President, for all your hard work. It's very highly appreciated. We also got ourselves Tling Head retextures, which adds some retexturing to the faces and remeshes them. It makes them look a little bit different. So simple edits, not too intensive, but you can see there it's got some nice looking effects. I know there's some people that are asking for more changes to tieflings, and we're seeing them slowly start to pop up. So yeah, this is just a nice little change to some of the base game. Tiefling head, just retexture them and make them look a little softer. We also got ourselves more graphic fade mods. So if you don't know graphic fade, he made the mod, the Fade's equipment distribution here, and some of the mods that got previously released on console, like the Druid, Ranger, and Monk. But we now got ourselves a Cleric. So basically what Fade's equipment distribution does is it makes it so that their new items that they've created for this mod will appear randomly, or not randomly, but they'll appear at certain locations throughout the base game. So you can play through Baldur's Gate 3 if you've already played through it, and you're going to be exploring and finding new items in new spots. So you can see the Flail of Terror has that skull, spiky skull there. So yeah, this is another one. I'll be doing a breakdown of these item mods in the future, so I won't get too into the weeds of it here, but it's great for Cleric enjoyers like myself. They got new ones as well. There's also the Wands and Weave wizard equipment. We got Timothy Chalamet here with new wizard equipment, which is awesome. As a fan of spellcasters too, this is awesome. So again, I'll be covering this in the future because I think that Graphics Fade done a really great job with this mod. We also got ourselves Rock's Shimmering Eyes. Now, this gives us 40 new glowing eye color mods, which are pretty awesome, I must say. The more I love the glowing eye mods. I even have a mod, it's not on console yet, but it adds it so that I can go and select some of these glowing eyes and give it to non-tieflings, which I think is pretty cool. So some of the eyes will just use like the basic appearances here, and some of them will glow, some of them have like the black background. But these new eye mods, I'm a big fan of, so the more of them, the merrier. I can't wait to see some more mods get added, but yeah, this has glowing and non-glowing eyes. This mod was made by Rock's Airy. It's pretty cool. Rock's Shimmering Eyes. We also got ourselves V, not to be confused with Cyberpunk's V. This is the V head preset by Lacuna here, and it kind of looks like Drizzt if you're a fan of that. So this is for the drow, human, half elf. So all of these races here do get this head mod for body type 2. So if you like what you see there, it's another new head mod for you. Awesome. And we also got ourselves a lemon tattoo replacer 4. So as per usual, I will go through and show off all of these just to see if it's worth downloading, because there's multiple of them. You can only use one at a time. So some of these got some funky ones. Like you got this hand over your face here. I like this one here. Got the glow. I'm using just the blue color, but you can obviously change that to whatever color you want to go with for that. Some of them do have like neck tattoos as well. I just like to show these off on my videos just so you get an idea if this is worth downloading. Maybe there'll be one of these that you really want to use in a character. For the most part, it's going to have a bunch of new ones, but some will contain old body mods. This one's cool. It can dye your ears. And then this one's kind of similar to one of the previous ones there. Some are not too in your face. There's another one that was previously in the game. But it's nice, especially for those that are looking for more customization options. This is the way to go. The Lemon's Tattoo mods just gives you a bunch of customization. This is the 4th one that we've gotten. So, hey, it's pretty awesome. They've done a great job with this, and I like this one here on my character right now. But yeah, as for the class mods, the Wildheart, I'm a huge fan of it. Again, it's basically like the Druid mixed with the Sorcerer. So the Wildheart here gets the choice in your cantrips, which is similar to like a blend of the Sorcerer and the Druid cantrips. Unfortunately, no Mistress spells compatibility at this current time, but it comes with 5 different subclasses. The Master of the Hounds, the Green Speaker, Raven Song, Primal Lord, and Chaos Warden being the newest one. I like the Master of the Hounds personally myself. It gives you the option between a dog, wolf, and a warg pup. So you can summon in one of these here, and as you level up, you'll get new ones later on at level 6, I believe. The Green Speaker gives you the option between a blue jay, pixie, sapling, and wisp, with more as you level up. The Raven Song, as you would expect, a raven. The Primal Lord has the choice of spider, gramishka, owlbear, and juvenile Dilophosaurus, which is the dinosaurs that you meet in Act 3 at the Circus of the Last Days. And Chaos Warden, this gives us elementals with the minor, air, water, earth, and fire elementals, and they increase as you level up. So this one's really fun. I really like the Wild Song. Being a spellcaster with a summon is just a bunch of fun, so highly recommend trying this one out if you haven't tried it yet, because I think it's pretty cool. But also the Elementalist class, which I'm also quite a big fan of, because it just adds so much to the game that we haven't seen before. So between the 3 different subclasses, you got the Gladiator, Synergist, and Weaver. I did a build on the Gladiator before, so you can check that out if you want. You can make it so that your damage type is a specific damage type. You get a fighting style there. So if you want all your damage to be cold damage, you can make your weapons do cold damage. And as you level up, I'll show off some of the unique spells that you get, but you can check out the build for some further information on that. You get the Spark Step there, and then you can also add additional 3 of any type of element to your weapon attacks. So more elemental damage. You get elemental weapon there, so even more elemental damage. And then you get the choice of these elemental strikes, which do additional elemental damage in an area. And then once you hit level 4 here, you get to choose even more. It's crazy. Searing Sting does extra fire damage, lightning damage. I really like the Flash Fire, as I mentioned earlier. It adds thunder and fire damage, and you rush forward in a straight line. Freezing Gale. They got a lot of different effects here. And as you level up, you're going to get different options too. So this is a really fun one because it just adds so much. If you like elemental damages and you like being a not so much a paladin, but a up in your face attacker, the Elementalist is for you. And their spellcaster also gets unique spells too, which I think is great. Now we also got ourselves the Wildfire Druid, which is awesome. What I like about the Wildfire Druid is it takes basically what you get from the Druid and adds some summons and more things to it. Yes, last week we got ourselves the Circle of the Wildfire, or Circle of the Summons Druid, which was a lot of fun. This kind of is similar because you get some summons. So you can see here, Circle of the Wildfire, you get the Summon Primal Spirit, and then you also have Wildfire Wild Shape charges. So I'll show off that just to give you an idea of what it looks like, but mostly fire spells. You got like Scorching Ray and the Flaming Orb there, so that is really nice. Then as you continue to level up, you get different wild shapes like the Wildfire Deep Rafe there. So I'll show this off in just a second here, because not just the summons, but the wild shape charges that you get are pretty cool. So the Wildfire Druid is all about regrowth. So you see in there, you got plant growth as a spell. You have the Summon Primal Spirit between a primal humanoid, bear, raven, and wolf. I'll show off the humanoid. It's just like a fire elemental looking guy. It's like kind of like the Woodwode, but on fire, really burning. my character's lit up from it. So yeah, it's really cool. And then you yourself also have wild shape forms that look pretty sweet too. So some of them have unique looks to them. Like you can see here, a raven just frozen on fire. That looks pretty funny. But yeah, all your wild shapes will be on fire, which is pretty cool. I guess all of the wild shape charges, so I'll just short rest to bring those back and show off some more, because yeah, they are pretty cool. So the dire wolf here, it's a flaming one. They all have this on fire appearance, even if they're crossing their paws like a nice good kitty or good wolf. But yeah, it doesn't really give you the extra fire damage, just has a fire animation on it, but that's pretty cool. Wildfire Druid, really fun subclass. I even back in the day made a video of a build guide on how to make a Wildfire Druid using the base game classes, but now that we got a mod for it, even more better. So yeah, that is a pretty solid console mod drop in Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on what mod you like the most here, because we got some pretty fun ones. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I appreciate all the support, and I hope you have an incredible day. We'll see you in the next video.